In this video, let us solve a mixture problem. John has 20 grams of a 20% salt solution. He wants to increase the concentration to 25%. However, he accidentally added too much salt. Now, the solution weighs 26 grams. John wants to dilute the mixture back down to 25% by adding only water. How much water in grams should he add? Let's try to approach this problem part by part. In the first sentence, we were told that John has 20 grams of a 20% salt solution. A concentration of 20% can be written in decimal form as 0.20. Additionally, the total mass of the solution is 20 grams. Let us also determine how much salt and water are in this solution. First, let's recall what concentration means. Concentration refers to the amount of solute relative to the entire solution. The solution is the sum of the solute and the solvent. Additionally, the solute is the minor component in a solution. In this problem, it refers to the salt. Conversely, solvent is the substance where the solute is dissolved. In this case, the solvent, which is also the most common solvent, is water. We can now compute for the amount of salt and water in the solution. We were told that the concentration of the salt solution is 20% or 0.20, and the mass of the salt solution is 20 grams. By cross multiplication, salt is equal to 0.20 times 20 grams, which is equivalent to 4 grams. Therefore, the water in the solution is 20 minus 4, which is 16 grams. Let's write that down. Salt is 4 grams and water is 16 grams. Now let's move to the next part of the problem. He wants to increase the concentration to 25%. However, he accidentally added too much salt. Now the solution weighs 26 grams. Let's see the changes in the composition of the salt solution. We don't know the new concentration, but it's okay. What we need at this stage is the amount of salt and water. The total mass of the solution is now 26 grams. Since John only added salt, the amount of water remains 16 grams. For the salt, originally there were 4 grams. Again, John only added salt. Therefore, the mass difference of 26 grams and 20 grams is the amount of salt John added. The total amount of salt is now 4 plus 6 equals 10 grams. We can also verify this by subtracting the amount of water, 16, from the total mass, 26. 26 minus 16 is equal to 10 grams of salt. Now let's move to the final part. John wants to dilute the mixture back down to 25% by adding only water. How much water in grams should he add? After adding the water, the volume of the salt solution increased. Now let's check again the changes in the composition. The concentration now is 25% or 0.25. When water was added, the amount of salt did not change. It remained 10 grams. What changed was the amount of water and the total mass of the solution. Let us let the amount of water added be x grams. The total water is now 16 plus x, and the total solution is 10 plus 16 plus x, or 26 plus x. Using the concentration formula, the concentration is 0.25 equals 10 over 26 plus x. Since 0.25 is equal to 1/4, we can write 1/4 equals 10 over 26 plus x. By cross multiplication, we get 26 plus x equals 4 times 10, or 26 plus x equals 40. Subtracting 26 from both sides, we get x equals 14. Therefore, John must add 14 grams of water to dilute the solution back down to 25%.